According to a 2023 study, which state residents spent the most time on Pornhub? A, New Jersey, B, Minnesota, C, Maryland, D, California.
Haunted George did not create music for autophiles. This is rough-hewn, tube-amped garage rock with slashing guitars, psychotic croons, and drums like crashing over speed bumps. Tiger-themed body paint is also optional, or the shirtless guys with one letter on each chest that hope to remember to stay in correct formation and spell out Stew, Virginia by mistake. It's too late to autocorrect after you've been on the Jumbotron.
It's just something weird and definitely not seafood, breaded and fried in a desperate attempt to make it edible. And honestly, I think anything you deep fry instantly gets a free pass on taste. I mean, throw enough batter and oil on anything and suddenly it's gourmet, right? A discarded flip-flop might stand a chance.
This is the Snaggletooth Rock and Roll Podcast.
Well, before we get started on the show, I just wanted to talk about a concert that we went to that was a week ago, week and a half ago. Wow. If you get a chance to see John Christ and the Apostles, wow. Um, I can't find who the singer is. He found this guy that can sing exactly like Glenn Danzig. So we went into the show with zero expectations, right? The band that opened, Tower, was really good.
Out of New York.
I had never heard of them before.
Okay.
They were really good. Here, I'll lace in a little bit of the footage from Tower, and then great female singer, good, kind of like Sanhedrin style metal. I liked it.
Yeah, I don't know how that one guy with all the dreadlocks was up there in a coat. It was really warm in there.
Yeah. But anyway, so I thought it might even be instrumental, and I was still interested. But oh my God, they tore into Long Way Back from Hell. They played Mother. They played Her Black Wings. They played mostly from the first two albums, and it was just so spot on. And John sounded great, and he did all kinds of wild solos with those crazy blues licks that he conjures that sound like nobody else. Um, Twist of Cane. I mean, it was just, I put it this way. I didn't even want to drink because I didn't want to have to go get in the restroom line. So I watched the whole show without having a beer. It was that good. So yeah, if he can keep this band together, this is going to be huge because people want to hear that music from 35 years ago.
Everybody was losing their minds. It was so great. Everybody was so into it on stage. Like you said, the lead singer was very demonstrative and really putting on a show and putting his whole body into his performance. And John Christ is spot on.
Absolutely. So yeah, John Christ, he is back. So anyway.
Oh, and then we're going to a show for this channel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, in October.
It's already the
Nevermore Hall.
time for the Fall Static X show. Yeah.
Yeah,
So that'll be great.
Yeah, they're well, we've never seen them at Nevermore, so.
Yeah. Well, and also being seasonal.
Well, we're midway through August, and you know what that means, especially here in the States. Football season is right around the corner. Preseason football makes for an interesting psychological study. The NFL creates a handful of warm-up games prior to the regular season that don't actually count, and most of the marquee players sit it out. But those are typically the only games poor schmucks like us can afford to go to, because the season ticket holders don't give a shit about them and they give them away to us, the unwashed, unwealthy punters.
So we get free tickets to a game that doesn't count, played mostly by players we've never seen, that we might never see again if the organization decides to make changes. It's surely not the Super Bowl, but it is the third string kicker's big night, and that $18 beer ain't going to drink itself. College football, by all accounts, is just as big as pro football. I think the stadiums in Oklahoma and Nebraska are big enough to have their own zip codes. It's like a religion. 100,000 people show up to watch some dude dressed as a giant squirrel attempt to breakdance while they chant, "When the going gets rough, the cocks get going."
Roll Tide roll.
That's a real one.
Tiger-themed body paint is also optional, or the shirtless guys with one letter on each chest that hope to remember to stay in correct formation and spell out Stew, Virginia by mistake. It's too late to autocorrect after you've been on the Jumbotron.
Now, the hardcore fans are the ones that watch the NFL draft, which has developed into the most overhyped, eeny, meeny, miny male beauty contest in the country. I'm always so impressed that by the time the freshly picked player gets to the stage, they've already have a jersey with his name on it to show off. I'm picturing the most overworked embroiders on the planet backstage at this thing. V8 rocket sewing machines roaring away, seamstresses screaming at each other. Is that 2Ks in Kawakowitz, or is he just messing with us?
The games on Sunday are like religion for some people. People love to watch footage of the players arriving for their game in their shades and designer earbuds, not talking to anyone, looking mean as hell, pimps about to slap a hoe. Glad nobody's filming me arriving at work, 'cause my hair is usually wet, my shirt's on backwards, and I'm spilling a trail of coffee, and I've got two mismatched shoes on.
Some of the commentators have colorful names like Iron Eagle and Boomer Esiason. Honestly, I don't think that name would work for any other profession. Your Honor, representing the defense, Mr. Boomer Esiason, Esquire. Doesn't really work.
How about meet your new loan processor, Dion Primetime Sanders? I was looking for less flash and more cash. Also, some of the NFL commentators, I mean, who's picking out the suits for these big galoompas? Paisley shirts, MC Hammer jackets, weird pastel vests with collars, uber aggressive pocket squares, bright knock your socks off colors, and glasses that Sir Elton would find garish.
To hear these guys break down the games, you'd think they're describing the sacking of a major city instead of 22 dudes scrambling after a ball. Clearly, the defense is in Tampa too, so Kenny's got to fake the left tackle, but it's a 3-4 situation and he barely crosses the line of scrimmage when he realizes they're playing zone. What he said.
They used to have this feature during some of the marquee games where they'd bring in the exalted retired referee. Then, when a penalty was under review, they'd ask these old geezers to predict the final call. Clearly, his left arm is in motion at the time the ball came loose. This will be overturned. No question.
Yeah, until 5 seconds later, after reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands. Yeah, the whole predict the call feature, that was scrapped pretty quick. I think that the retired refs were just looking for more paycheck. It did not work at
I
all.
think it was more proof how arbitrary the calls
Exactly.
actually are.
Yeah, it just made them look like asses. It really did.
Is it me, or is there anything more ridiculous than the marching band attempting to synchronize dance moves during the pregame ceremony like Michael Jackson with a tuba and a grand poobah hat? And I can promise you, no one has ever said that marching band version of Kiss was so much better than Prince's.
Nope, never gonna hear that. Okay, you want to talk about a feature interview?
Our feature interview this week is with the fantastic Montreal-based punk band Private Lives. We have a terrific pre-rehearsal discussion, first with guitarist Chance Hutchinson and singer Jackie Blinkham. And when Andrew Demers and Josh Herrerly arrive for rehearsal, it becomes even more lively, covering everything from how they chose the name of the band, how they recorded their latest album, Salt of the Earth, their most exotic travel experiences, our favorite Blondie songs, the struggle of speaking French as a French Canadian, and a strange story about a drunken band and a flip flop. Stay tuned for that.
Okay, let's play some Private Lives. This is I Get Around. Okay, let's talk about Patreon. The site is patreon.com/Snaggletooth podcast. And for $6.66 a month, you get a 70s boogie van with shag carpeting and a creaky bed full of Mark and Stace.
Yes, sir. We are always adding things, exclusive content just for the patrons of the show. We thank everyone so much for helping us out. We've got many shows to go to, many live streams to bring you.
I just ripped a shit ton of vinyl 7 inches. So I'm going to be doing a bunch of obscure vinyl reviews on the Patreon page. Stuff that with stuff like Girls of the Gravitron and what's it? Mr. Clit and the Pink Cigarettes. I mean, we got some bonker shit coming, so you're definitely going to want to get over to Patreon and subscribe. And the quality ends there because I think it's time. Hit it.
And now it's time for Obnoxious Trivia!
I'm doomed, Luce. Help me out. Help me out, Luce.
Okay, the goal is to learn absolutely nothing here. Obnoxious Trivia question number 1. Which one of these items are restricted from carry-on luggage by the TSA? A, portable irons, B, scented candles, C, Viking helmets, or D, dried oatmeal packets over 6 ounces?
I don't think it's dried oatmeal because I don't think they care about dried oatmeal. I don't know who is traveling with Viking helmets. I'm going to go with portable irons because you could probably clock someone with one.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
Oh.
To be fair, if your Viking helmet, if the spikes are smaller than 6 centimeters, which they never are, they're allowed. Who has a Viking helmet with 6 centimeter spikes? So pretty much it's Viking helmets because it's a sharp object. That's the way they look at it. You could stab someone with them, I guess, or ram them. You know.
Can you iron somebody?
Okay, number 2. Which of these facts is true about seahorses? A, their snouts are called prontlets. B, they're unable to swim backwards. C, the males actually handle childbirth. Or D, they live twice as long as sea cows.
I actually know this. The males handle childbirth.
Very good. Ding, ding, ding. You got
Yeah, I
one.
actually knew that from some obscure something or other I read. Yeah, because
Wow,
the female actually passes the embryo to the male.
it's crazy. Well, you know a lot about seahorses.
I
Okay.
don't know why.
All right, number 3. Which of the following glass blowing facts is correct? A, experienced glass blowers are called gogolists. B, silica is shaped on a brittle bob. C, Japan has more glass blowers than any other country. Or D, glass blowing takes place in a hot shop.
I actually saw a demonstration on glassmaking at the Corning Institute.
I did too. It's
Yeah.
so cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it was wild. How they're
And I just think that there's no one on earth that would ever come near this. This is so dangerous.
silica is shaped. I don't know about silica. I'll say Japan has more glass blowers than any other country. That seems probable.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
Oh.
The answer was glass blowing takes place in what's called a hot shop. That's what they call it.
Don't remember that from the demonstration.
Yeah. Europe has the most glass blowers.
Really?
Yeah, it's like France and Italy. Italy had the most actually. So
We,
Japan wasn't even on the list.
at Atlantis, they had a lot done by, I forget the name of the artist. We bought a book about it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't read it.
Okay. Let's see if we can finish this out. According to a 2023 study, which state residents spent the most time on Pornhub? A, New Jersey, B, Minnesota, C, Maryland, D, California.
I have no idea what it would be. I'll go with New Jersey because they seem the most bored.
I'm sorry, the answer is Maryland.
Really?
Yeah. But the differences between the states was so close. It was like Maryland was like 10 minutes and 40 seconds average. And then right behind it was like 10 minutes, 50 seconds. Everybody was about 10 minutes
Wow.
average, you know. So, yeah, well, there you go. One for 4. Not bad.
And one for Maryland.
That's right.
Yeah, we win.
We roll. And there's another reason why. All right, this has been Obnoxious Trivia. See, we learned nothing at all. It was completely benign, ridiculous knowledge. No one's getting any smarter. And that's the goal. Okay, it's time for our Snaggletoon. And we're going to call this one, you say tomato, I say garbanzo. Where would modern cuisine be without chickpeas? Cultivated for at least 10,000 years, these bland little beige guys are a Mediterranean staple, despite having absolutely nothing to do with beaks, talons, or crossing the road.
Cicero, the famous Roman statesman, his name basically means Mr. P. Imagine being the most powerful orator in history, yet your name implies you are a vegetable. Friends, Romans, countrymen, pass the hummus. The modern chickpea came from the French, pois chic, which over time English speakers misheard as chick, so the poor thing got incorrectly rebranded.
Then there's the other name for them, Garbanzo bean, which is equally confusing. So which is it, peas or beans? Well, they're just small, round, edible things, so I guess potato, potato. Garbanzo sounds less like a food and more like a Spanish dance you do after too much sangria. Everybody up, it's time for the garbanzo.
And then there's dragon fruit. Sounds epic, right? Like you should only be allowed to eat it after slaying a beast in a metal album cover. Early merchants even claimed the fruit came from the last fiery breath of a dying dragon. Can you imagine? I fought for 3 days in the mountains of legend, dodging claws, teeth, and searing flames. For my bravery, I got a pink cactus egg that tastes like kiwi's less interesting cousin.
They gave these things to emperors as a gift of honor, which feels like the ancient version of regifting a fruitcake you didn't want. And sure, the outside has scales, but crack it open and it's just polka dotted melon that looks like it's waiting for a Shake Shack smoothie bowl photo shoot.
Eggplant, that glossy purple diva of the nightshade family, somehow named after an egg. I know, right? How did a fruit that looks like a pornographic plum get the same name as a breakfast staple? Turns out, back in the 18th century, eggplants were actually small, white, and oval shaped. The original eggplant was the ultimate food shape shifter. Somewhere along the way, the purple version showed up and totally stole the whole spotlight and the confounding name.
Now the white eggplant is relegated to specialty food stores, probably sulking in a corner, whispering, I was the real deal all along. Meanwhile, purple eggplant's out there posing as an erotic emoji and starring in Parmesan dishes like the Courtney Love of the vegetable world.
Ah, the grapefruit, nature's biggest prank on breakfast tables everywhere. You might even accidentally squirt someone in the eye at 7 a.m. if you tried to eat it with a spoon. This citrus giant is actually a love child of the pomelo and the sweet orange, first spotted in the Caribbean, probably Barbados. Somewhere back then, someone took a bite and made that classic sourpuss bitter beer face you only get first thing in the morning, only rivaled by doing so after brushing your teeth.
It's called a grapefruit because it grows in clusters like grapes. That's the polite story. But a Dutch doctor who visited Barbados in 1664 had a different take. He said it tasted like unripe grapes. I think that guy nailed it. And anyway, there's no way you're making a decent Merlot out of this.
Let's not forget crab apples, small, tart, and if you eat them raw, they're tart enough to bite back. These little guys have been around for thousands of years, first cultivated in Central Asia and making their way to medieval Britain and colonial America, where they were mostly used to make hard cider. Because back then, water was basically a medieval horror show. Water was so gross and contaminated, alcohol was seen as a beverage for all classes, not exactly the hydration-obsessed folks that we are today.
Basically, these apples are the honorary cousins of the apple family, coming from gnarled, spiny trees and not invited to any fruit salad parties. And just to be clear, there is no crab connection, except maybe to say that these are the bottom dwellers of the fruit hierarchy.
Rocky Mountain oysters. Spoiler alert, these are not oysters. Nope, not shellfish from some mountain great oyster reef. They're bull testicles. Yep, you just took a mental detour to the Wild West's most bizarre snack bar. Your first clue should be, where exactly are you going to get oysters from in the mountains? Exactly, you're not.
It's just something weird and definitely not seafood, breaded and fried in a desperate attempt to make it edible. And honestly, I think anything you deep fry instantly gets a free pass on taste. I mean, throw enough batter and oil on anything and suddenly it's gourmet, right? A discarded flip-flop might stand a chance. All right, I can't take any more. Let's play a song. This is Psychic Beat. Okay, let's talk about Hum Nutrition.
Hum Nutrition is this great company out of California, and they make supplements to make your life better. I really enjoy their collagen love, helpful for especially getting a little older, your ligaments and tendons. We pretty much every day we use their gummies of
Not that kind of gummies.
no, not that kind of gummies. These are celery fiber and apple cider vinegar gummies to help all with cleansing out your body and increasing metabolism. But one thing we have discovered as of late, and this is a new product for them, this is a GPL1 booster. Yes, the same thing that is in Ozempic. I put this a scoop into our smoothies today. It does help curb your appetite, and it also boosts flowing your things through everything. So if
My weight's down to 12 pounds. I mean, it's done wonders for me.
don't want to do the injections, try this little thing out in your smoothie. You can put it in water too, but it works great as a smoothie additive, in my humble opinion.
Yes.
So use our link; it will save you off your first order. They have many products. There's even quizzes to see what products recommend for you.
Very good. Ah, time for Collecturbation. Went a little haywire this week. We're going to talk about the man known as Haunted George and his album Pile of Meat from 2005. Back in my early naughty zine running days, our tiny little P.O. box was clobbered daily with records and CDs from around the world. Sure, it was great to get a jump on new stuff from bands like Clutch, King's X, and Hot Snakes that were established, but the really weird stuff was what we treasured. I was so flattered when we received something hand-packed that was completely bonkers. A noise rock band from Virginia used to package and mail their CDs in macaroni or Lucky Charms boxes. It was cool. Bay Area geriatric imposters The Grannies used to send us albums with titles like Taste the Walker and For Those About to Forget to Rock. What a great title. Unforgettable monikers like the Bulimics, Autistic Youth, and Girls of the Gravitron, which I'll probably be reviewing on Patreon this week, all rocketed at the top of the review pile. The weirder, the better.
Sometime in late 2005, I brought home this wild-looking neon and green-purple record with a dude on the front that looked like some vampire mariachi player in the middle of the desert. This was my introduction to the world of Haunted George Palo. He included a brief note about how he was in some bands we never heard of during the 80s and 90s, but had recently moved to the Mojave Desert and constructed a drum contraption that he could play with his feet while playing the guitar and singing to the coyotes. Glancing at song titles like Swamp Witch and Pit of Death, it was obvious this was the start of a beautiful relationship. We were hooked from the very beginning. Haunted George did not create music for audiophiles. This is rough-hewn, tube-amped garage rock with slashing guitars, psychotic croons, and drums like crashing over speed bumps. But despite the dark, campy lyrical subject matter, there's a ribbon of quality. 50s rock and roll energy like Jerry Lee Lewis, Dick Dale, and Bo Diddley, just to name a few. Originally released independently on George's own Dimension Zero label, the album was eventually picked up by the quality label Hook or Crook, known for cool colored vinyl reissues at a time when vinyl was all but a forgotten artifact.
From the first crackly jangles that kick off opener Song for World Peace, it's obvious that we've entered the realm of the primitive, the frenetic, and the bizarre. George doesn't so much play the guitar as attack it, sawing on simplistic rockabilly riffs and mangled leads while hollering out into the void from his desert shack like something from a Stephen King novel. Most of the songs share George's mid-tempo giddy-up, but moaning behind the door slows to a doomier pace. Eerie wind whistles, creaks, and string bends accompany his chilling ghost-like woos to a goosebump-inducing effect. Let's play a clip. This is Moaning Behind the Door. The aforementioned Swamp Witch shuffles along on a glorious spy-themed guitar riff. George's vocals distorted to the point of pure ridiculousness. He shows a flair for alternating rhythm and lead while delivering lines like, "In the swamp there is a woman I know," running around without any clothes. She's in an island out on the swamp. The gators all around her going jump, jump, jump. The final couple of minutes, he shows off his remarkable ability to howl like a ghost and scream like a banshee. It almost reminds me of yodeling.
He includes 2 covers. First, Johnny Horton's Broken Hearted Gypsy, a song that could pass for an original, with its tangled riffing and lyrics about crystal balls and broken hearts. The other is Moody River by Gary Bruce, made famous by Pat Boone, the perfect song for your witching hour sock hop. Of course, the album's tour de force is the Death from Above scorcher, My Penance. Kick drums going like a bat out of hell, guitar rising and falling away, George caterwauling as if to the devil himself. He works himself into a sort of possessed rant after a very Dick Dale-ish lead, going Old Testament on our ass with Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus, so that he may dip his fingers in my water and cool my tongue. For I am tormented in this flame. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you will try the peyote.
Sadly, Mr. Palo passed away in 2022, but he left us quite a bit of goodies like 2006's Bone Hauler with excellent cramps adjacent fare like What Kind of Tracks Are Those? And his magnum opus on In the Red from 2010, American Crow. I highly recommend all of them for those who like the crackle of the Sonics if they were possessed by caskets. R.I.P. Haunted George. Let's play My Penance.
Father Abraham, have mercy on me and send Lazarus, so that he may dip the tip of his fingers in water and cool my tongue. For I am tormented in this flame. For I am tormented in this flame. And he said, yes, yes, yes,
Okay, what an interesting interview.
So we were very excited to pass this gem of a band along to you. Gosh knows we were dancing around to Salt of the Earth quite a bit.
It's a great conversation. We had a great time.
Yeah, so I knew we would have a great time. I could tell from their videos they had a lot of fun, and we were correct. So we start off with Chance and Julia, and pretty soon we have the whole band.
It's a great one. Check it out. Take it away.
Parallel Lines was about the first, got into that so hard when I was young, and I must have spun that thing. I stared at the cover so long. When I found out she was a Playboy bunny, that's what I wanted to be. I was done.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it didn't quite pan out, but
Private Life is my favorite Pretender song. So we were both hooked,
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So.
And it is a tune from
yeah, it's a
Protex
song. Private
Okay.
Lives. Yeah.
So where did you guys draw the meaning from the name from for the band?
Actually, the band name was just like a throwaway song title that, like, sometimes when Chance will demo a song, he'll just like give it a random title. And sometimes I use that as kind of like an inspiration for when I'm like writing the lyrics. So Private Lives was one of those. And in the great band name debate, we were having a hard time finding something that we could all agree on. So that was the one.
All right.
Yeah, so getting back to the title, it was a throwaway kind of title for a song, and it just sort of worked.
It's so cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's catchy, and I think it captures, what you guys are. So tell me a little about the projects you were in before Private Lives. Were there things you definitely wanted to carry over when starting this band? And on the flip side, what were the biggest no-goes, bad decisions, or problems you swore you would never repeat this time around?
Interesting. I think actually when we started, we were kind of trying to like distinguish the sound from our previous bands just because we'd been doing that for so long, and it was the first time Chance and I worked together, so it was kind of like a cool springboard to just like do something a bit different. And I would say over time we've kind of like reverted a bit back to the sort of like rock and roll,
Yeah.
And I'm still in the project I was in when we started. It's called Priors. It's like more of a punk thing. I just really wanted to write poppier stuff. Like I wanted an outlet sort of for that stuff that I was writing, which didn't really fit. And the whole project started during the pandemic. So Jackie and I were stuck inside and we're like, we may as well do a record or something, you know? So we did like 5 songs and started doing videos just kind of for the shit of it. And then when the pandemic ended, we were like, well, this is kind of cool. Maybe we should try to do a live thing, you know?
Yeah.
And that's how the band got together.
Did you do any live streaming at the time? Like everybody was kind of jumping on board?
No, we just released a 5-song digital EP sort of thing just to kind of put something out there.
Yeah. Were there any other like close runner-ups to the name of the band that didn't make the cut?
Oh my God, there was a long list of shitty names.
I don't remember anymore.
BLT, or what is the name of the...
VLT? Oh, someone was really riding for VLT.
Which is like a...
Video lottery terminal, like a slot machine.
A slot machine. Because they're huge here in the bars. They have like, you know, there's old geezers like playing the slots in the back of the bar. Yeah. And then what was the other one that's already a band? Gel was one.
Oh, yeah.
These 2 names are from 2 members who are no longer in the band.
Well, the thing is, you have to consider the Googleability of your name, and how is anyone going to find you with a name like Gel? You know?
Yeah, exactly. And then there was a hardcore band that came out after that had that name, which I was like, that's the worst name.
Jeez. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, we run across some horrible ones. I thought the energy from Hit Record really carried over beautifully into Salt of the Earth, but it even has catchier riffs and sharper lyrics. Plus, the production feels so much more crisper and dialed in. What do you think the biggest changes were with the evolution between the first and the second full length?
Well, for one thing, Chance fully recorded, and I guess like we produced all together.
Salt of the Earth. And I think also because we'd been like a rock and roll band for 2 years, rather than it being a bedroom thing, we kind of knew more what direction we wanted to go in. Like the rock and roll influences kind of like seeped in a lot more than the first record, I think, you know?
Yeah. Gotcha. And I think that was like natural just from playing shows, because that's what's fun to play.
More energy.
It's like, I don't know.
That's great. Yeah. Jackie, what does your shirt say? Something and the somethings.
Oh, Rick and the Pigs.
I don't know that one. I thought it was Mike and the Mechanics, and it was completely throwing me for a loop.
No, you should check them out if you don't know them. Rick and the Pigs, they're great.
Yeah.
Okay, we will. Yeah.
They put out a couple records on Total Punk.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So, Julie, I love your style, I must say. I love the classic kind of 50s ponytail look and the platform heels with socks. I'm going to start copying that. I love it. You know, our short girls have to stick together. What are your biggest style influences? Is there a secret style icon that we should know about?
Honestly, as far back as I remember, the style icons for me were like Cassandra in Wayne's World. Also Christina Applegate in Married with Children. I like loved the way she looked as a kid, and like it really stuck with me, I think. I didn't always kind of like go for that style until I was a bit older and like more confident, I think. But to me, those were like the biggest looming, like, ooh, that's what I want to look like, you know? They're not even music related.
But I think like for sure 60s all the way to late 70s is like the stuff we're into.
And when we moved to Montreal, the garage scene was like massive. It was like sort of at the end of it, you know? And so like a lot of that style, like there were, you know, just like amazing people around me being really creative with their style, like very 70s influenced and
rock and roll,
yeah, you know? Glam. So those are the things. And honestly, like as I get older, I have more joy in dressing up and like finding, you know, something that's fun. So
yeah.
That's good too. I love the pictures too, where everybody's static except for you, and you're just a blur of hair. Perfect.
I like that one too.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, yeah. So Chance, uh, what's your favorite go-to guitar or piece of gear that you just can't live without?
Good question. Well, I have an old shitty Fender Stratocaster from '91 that I've written like thousands of songs on. So that would be like number one, just because like it was my first guitar and I love it.
Yeah, yeah.
But I would think now it's probably my Tascam M30 mixer, which is
Okay.
what I record all the stuff on. It just like has a very distinct sound, and yeah, I love using it.
Yeah. I when I was my early 20s and I was in a band, I played guitar and I got a crybaby and
Oh,
they had to physically unplug it because they were like, that fucking thing is not going to be in every song. And I was just like,
right, yeah.
I love it. I love it so much,
And you're so awesome. I even like the tone where you just turn the crybaby on and don't wah-wah with it. Yeah.
Yeah. I started making deals. I was like, how about if I just leave it open and I don't put my foot on it? Is that okay? And they're like, shut it off. You know. That's why I'm not in a band anymore.
Come on. You and I could start a crybaby band.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
So every band has its own unique chemistry, and it looks like you guys have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
What role or personality trait does each member bring to the mix? Is there a fearless leader, a prankster, a stir-the-pot troublemaker, and who's the peacemaker?
Drew's the peacemaker.
Yeah, Drew.
The drummer.
Drew is very gentle. He's definitely like Switzerland. Chance is the troublemaker, I think.
Probably.
With Josh, maybe, actually.
Yeah, we probably work together.
Yeah.
Off of one another.
Yeah. And I'm sort of like the somber, anxious
leader. Yeah.
That's great.
That's awesome. For the cover, I love that you chose to go with a band shot this time around. It really captures your retro vibe. And I love the side A, side B, and the old school font and, the picture. And I wasn't sure if that was a raspberry beret or not, but it was great. It was epic anyway.
Yeah.
So who came up with the concept? How many pictures were taken? And did you know the one right away or did it take some time?
Oh, it took forever.
Yeah.
We had a day where we did a shoot with a local photographer. And yeah, we took a long time trying to find the right picture. It's always hard with many people because, someone always thinks they look bad or whatever.
Yeah, and somebody's like closing their eyes even though the shot looks great. It's like such a... Luckily, we shot on like digitally, so it wasn't like as bad as film where you're like kind of screwed. You get what you get kind of thing. But Josh is the kind of creative director when it comes to the artwork. He works as a graphic designer. So he's done all the artwork so far. So that was like all him putting that together. Fonts and the way he made the picture and like the full layout and everything. That's all our bass player, Josh.
Yeah. And he actually gave us like a few options for the cover, and I loved this one because I love that it feels timeless. Like you can't really place where it came from in time.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I just love that. So.
I agree. And it kind of like reminds me a little bit of like a Nerves single.
Yeah.
And we love the Nerves. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the whole feel. I really think it fits really well.
Thank you.
Your songs are so catchy and upbeat, but the lyrics sneak in some darker themes if you listen carefully. How did you kind of arrive at that light-dark balance? Is there a secret sauce to like this yin-yang, or is it just the way it happens?
It's right here.
Yeah, I feel like I have a lot of things on my mind all the time. So like,
especially lately.
Yeah, sometimes the world is like heavy. And I think that it feels like my responsibility to translate that into a pop song somehow, because it's like the only way for me to get that like energy out, and I feel like I'm not the only one who like struggles with this in the world. So it's nice to, for other people to have like a relatable kind of content to sing
Yeah.
along to. But yeah, I always try to balance, because I think that in art in particular, that's something that I love. Like, if you've ever seen the paintings of Otto Dix, he had these like amazing paintings that were so like, they were portraits, but they were almost grotesque. And it's just my favorite dichotomy of like, it's grotesque, but it's beautiful. It can be happy, but it can be sad. I feel like it all needs to just complement, and that's where you get like the best result, in my opinion.
I also agree with you. But I always, in my head, was writing for a pop band, and Jackie was coming at it more from a punk angle, I think. And now I don't know if, I don't want to speak for you, but I feel like we are going in a more, maybe a little bit of a darker direction right now. And maybe that's also because the world is fucked, but who knows?
Yeah. I mean, I kind of like, I'm also a literature nerd. Like, that's what I studied. I studied philosophy. I studied literature. So for me, like, I'm interested in writing that has many meanings and it can be applied universally and interpreted, universally in different ways. Right. I think that that's important. I think it's very cool. So that's what I always aim for, really. And my end goal is always just like, how do we make this song into a song like I would want to sing along to, basically.
Right.
Yeah, not that your music sounds like this, but it kind of reminded me of that Juice Newton song, "You Were Meant for Me and I Was Meant for You." Because the first time you listen to it, you're just like, oh, and then you start listening to it, you're like, this is terrible. She's clearly not coming back and she doesn't realize it. And she's going to just put the towels up and that's going to fix everything. That's kind of the vibe I got.
Yeah. It's like that Crystal song, "He Hit Me and It Felt Like a Kiss." Like, I love that. I don't know. I can't help myself. I love it. It's so dark, but it's so like
wrapped in like bubble gum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes for very catchy.
Well, speaking of which, because your music spans so many decades, if you could pick, if you had a time machine and you could pick any past year to visit, for like a day, which one would you pick, and what would you do when you got there?
Mine's obvious, but what is yours?
I would say like 1978.
Yeah, 77, 78, New York City.
That's not figuring. Yeah.
God, yeah, that would look so good. I would just love to. I just look at outfits all day.
Yeah, for sure. Try to make out with people like Max's Kansas City in the back room or whatever. That's what I'd be doing.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember I saw some interview with Paul Stanley, and he was talking about the early days of Kiss, and he goes, so he was talking about the critics hated him, and he goes, "What bands did the critics like? Television? They were dog shit." And I'm like, I love television. How can you say that? But I guess, from his perspective, he was like, these guys are hacks,
Yeah, such different scenes, right? Like he just
totally different, but playing in the same venue on the same night.
I know, totally.
Yeah.
So funny.
That whole 70s time period. Did you see the series The Deuce when it was on?
Sure did. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
They really nailed it. Yeah.
Yeah. What a great show. Yeah. Like I collect Blu-rays from the late 60s and 70s that were like, those movies were shown at in those theaters on the Deuce.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
so
so
I'm
cool.
super into that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. Yeah.
So on my own, just like we were talking about, this might be the most danceable song about getting dumped I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Was it intentional to make it feel happy and more like manic, like kind of like capturing that balance, but kind of with a dark, jittery twist?
That's a good question. This is one song that actually, when Chance wrote it, he was like, I really just hear this chorus. I'd like to keep the chorus. And so that's how that one was kind of like all Chance, really.
I mean, I think it just sort of happened. it was like a lucky, happy accident. The riff came, the melody came, and then I was just like, this is what I hear. If you can like work around it, and that's what Jackie did.
Yeah. I like some verses around it, you know. It's a pretty universal like feeling, I think.
So chances like the 70s AR guy. I hear a single here. I hear a single.
Yeah. I've heard a few on this record actually. Yeah, I really like the way that song turned out recorded.
Yeah, our first response when I played it for him the first time, we immediately started doing the twist. We were like,
oh, sweet. That's what we were looking for, the response we were looking for.
Yeah, we got into this deep discussion after hearing it. We were talking about how the New York punk rock and power pop from the late 70s, it has that Motown element. A lot of the I hate to keep harping on television, but the chord progressions have that. They're almost like 50s Motown songs, whereas something like the Germs on the West Coast are not at all. I mean, completely different animal. Sure. But you know what I mean? Like a lot of those New York bands, you could hear that. You could tell they were from New York because of the chord progressions. You know.
Yeah, totally. I actually like Time. I hear that's like the bass line came first for that song. Do 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 do, and that's like a direct rip from the Ronettes. Yeah, there you go. Mm-hmm. So yeah, they're definitely. I always, when I'm writing for Private Lives, in the back of my head, there's girl group. Like I want it to be as rock and roll as possible, but like girl group also has to like somehow be involved in it.
Okay. I can see that. Yeah. I can see that. Yeah.
I definitely hear a lot of Go-Go's at times.
For sure. And that is unintentional, but I'm like so happy that I think that's a lot of Jackie, like the melodies she chooses.
Well, for me, the Go-Go's were like a big inspiration from the time I was a teenager. Like I remember I had a girlfriend whose dad ran a Goodwill. So he had all these records that he had in the attic and like going through them. And I picked out the Go-Go's record and I was just like, you know, Beauty and the Beat. And I was like, this is cool. Like, who are these women, you know? And I just loved it. I love a good danceable pop song, you know? It's so good.
I didn't get into the Go-Go's until 2019, so there you go.
And actually my old band, Pale Lips, we recorded a cover of Get Up and Go for a Go-Go's comp that came out on Sympathy for the Record Industry.
Okay,
There wasn't like much fuss about it, but we were on there with like I think Nikki Corvette and like the 5, 6, 7, 8s, and you know some other bands that were pretty big. So that was cool.
You should check out Jackie's old band if you don't know them. Pale Lips, they're excellent.
Yeah.
Taking notes.
I love how that genre of music. In the early 2000s, when nothing was pressed to vinyl, they kept doing vinyl. Like, garage rock and garage punk never stopped doing vinyl. It was great, you know. So
super nichey, but I think like we as listeners, we like to buy vinyl, right? So this is Drew.
Hey, what's up?
He's our drummer.
Hey, all right.
Stacy and Mark over here. So we're just getting a dealer's choice. I love the bass line of that. That is it's filthy and infectious. I love it. I think it's like the perfect title for kind of a manipulative kind of control freak relationship. But I love putting it as dealer's choice. Who kind of came up with that analogy?
Okay, well, that was one of the songs that Chance named a throwaway name. And to me, this was like my interpretation of it, you know? Dealer's choice. Like sometimes relationships feel a bit that way, like in your life.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Also my bass line. So I'm just like loving all this praise I'm getting. The bass line was the first thing I wrote, and I was like, I want the song to not change. It just should be the same bass line the whole time. And just random that Dealer's Choice came out. Usually I take titles from movies, like if I hear a quote in a movie and I like the way it's written or something, I write it down right away, forget which movie it came from, and that's it.
Yeah. It's funny. It reminds me of, there's this woman I work with, and her first husband was awful. Her second husband was worse, right? Now she's just started to date again. And she's talking about she's not sure if she likes the guy. And I said, put 10 playing cards in front of you. What are the odds that you're going to blindly pick the right card? I mean, you're just going to have to just keep going until you
That's
figure
it.
it out, And that's
it.
dealer's choice, So
100%.
totally. Yeah.
I love that song. I was really happy with how it turned out. I think it's cool that it's not structured in a traditional way. Like, each part is like separate, but it works together really well. I just think it's a cool little song.
Well, I have to ask about Disconnected. I mean, did anybody say it's two kinks? I mean, was that ever a discussion?
There's never enough kinks.
I think for a long time we just called that one King.
Kinks. I told them
They just
that.
called it a kink. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, that was the working title for that one.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have a working title. I'm like, okay, it's just going to be kinks.
And it took me forever to come up with lyrics for that.
I
one.
literally had to like sit her in a room and be like, Jackie, we need to finish the record. You need to do the vocals for this song, please. And she couldn't get, I think because it was called Kinks, it kind of threw her off.
Yeah, I was like, how can I compete? I can't.
Mm-hmm.
I actually ended up pulling a tarot card, and like there was something in the write-up talking about being disconnected, and I was like, that's it.
And it's like my favorite one vocally. Nice. I love that one. So
yeah. I will tell you, as an aside, don't waste your time reading Christy Hines' book. It is one of the worst rock and roll books I've ever read. And I'll tell you one of the reasons
She was
is
very upset.
There's like nothing about her being married to Ray Davies. She doesn't talk about it at all. And I just,
oh my God, I didn't even
so
know
many
that.
things. Reading the entire, and it's a big thick book. So many things that she does not talk about that the fans clearly would like to know about. So
right, no shit.
Yeah. Nothing about Ray. Oh, he was a great songwriter. That's it. I'm just like, weren't you guys married for like 10 years or something? I mean,
yeah, and we already know that fact already. So
yeah, thanks for the tip. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, don't waste your time with that one. Yeah. No.
Okay, noted.
Yeah, I love your kind of Debbie Harry delivery on the disconnected, that kind of flat. It's perfect.
I will say my favorite Blondie song is Ex Offender, and you can read into that whatever you want, but that's my favorite one. Yeah. So I know she had hits and stuff later, but that was the one for me. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go hanging on the telephone because
and
it's not even hers.
No, it's nerves.
Yeah.
I always thought Heart of Glass was like an outlier. I was always like, why did you do that? Why did you do that? Did somebody say you need a disco song?
Yeah.
I kind of love it though. That's a great song.
Me too. I feel like it just probably happened naturally, and they were like, we just have to do it.
Yeah.
You know.
And who thought of the mariachi band for The Tide Is High, but I'm holding on? I mean, who said, let's bring in a mariachi? I mean,
that's it.
Huge hit, right? But
exactly.
I found these four guys just hanging around the subway. I think maybe they could play.
Yeah. Bring them in, and then we'll get a hit going.
So I felt like Psychic Beat. I love all these songs, but that was a really fun departure.
That was both of our favorite ones.
I like that one isn't really about like an interpersonal relationship. It's about, like some of the other tracks. Who came up with the concepts of Psychic Beat? By the way, did you know that's a Pokemon move?
No.
What? Well,
it is. It's a Pokemon move. It's how you defeat a psychic Pokemon.
I had no idea. I never played Pokemon. So.
We don't know. We're just Googling a lot.
Now.
That one was like a really, really easy, fast song that came together. Like, it's just so good. We jammed it and it came like almost out of my brain. But
you tell. Yeah.
I was inspired probably mostly by like Iggy Pop, something repetitive, like Down in the Street, obviously, and then I just like thinking about writing a story about a character. So like to me, I was like, imagine being a psychic, like what it means to walk down the street and have like voices like telling you stuff about things. I just like the visual. So.
And the music was like Dr. Feelgood. I was in a huge Dr. Feelgood stage, and I was watching like all those live videos on YouTube. And Wilco Johnson's a huge influence. Like, I wish I could play guitar as good as him, like at his worst. So yeah, that was like where the riff kind of came from.
No, it's great. Yeah.
That call and response thing, it totally does a B-52s thing for you. It was great.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. And I have to say, we interview a lot of bands, and there's some that are just like, we haven't done a video yet because we can't afford it. But bands like yours, you do a lot with a little. I love the video. I think both of your videos I thought were fantastic. I mean, like, how do you come up with ideas for these videos?
Two of them were done by the bass player of Priors, and we just kind of lucky that he's
a video guy.
He's a video guy. He works in the video game industry, so he really knows how to edit things. So it's kind of great. And then Josh, last year, he got a 8mm Super 8 camera, and had done a video for his project Plastic Act, which turned out great. And we were like, okay, let's try to do this and see if we can make it work. And Josh did all of the artwork, like cut out the moon and the sun, that it's all in the background there. So it's all like practical. He crushed it. I love the video. I think it's so good.
What a great name, Plastic Act. It's so Roxy music. That's like Brian Eno Roxy right there.
Yeah,
it's a plastic act. I mean, I
for sure
totally hear that. You know,
you guys are gonna love that band too.
Yeah.
So what were the kind of happy accidents about that video shoot and that made the final cut? And what was the biggest challenge that you encountered while filming it?
Like which one?
For Psychic Beat.
Psychic Beat?
I think the Psychic Beat was like kind of, we were winging it. Like we had a reference that we liked.
Yeah, so there's this film called Cleo à 5 which is Agnes Varda film from like, I think the late 60s. And it's like on Criterion. So I put it on, I'd never seen it. And the intro is the tarot reading. And I just loved how they shot it. The whole movie's in black and white except for the intro, and it's like a camera above the table. So we just basically riffed on that and then added other stuff to kind of fill the void, you know? Drew couldn't make it, so we shot like the live stuff in our dining room without drums. Yeah, it was cramped. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and then I was smoking a big joint, so at some point I was like, I'm so stoned.
She couldn't even speak by the end of it. She was so high. Yeah.
So
it just sort of happened though. Al was like, oh, I see this. And we're like, okay, let's give it a shot. And it was like a 4-hour shoot, maybe.
Yeah.
It turned out great.
And how proficient are you at tarot card reading?
I suck. I'm good at like the interpretation on my own, but I have a terrible memory. So like for me, it's I'm still very much a beginner, you know, but I love it. I try to do it as often as I can. I think it's a really cool tool for like self-reflection.
Yeah, I did it for a long time, and I actually got pretty good at it. But it takes a lot of thought and a lot of concentration, and you have to look at every angle of everything. So a friend of hers at work, who's a dingbat, said she's going to learn how to be a tarot card reader. As soon as she said that, I was like, she's not smart enough. No,
shots fired.
I mean, you have to be able to say, did you maybe leave your keys close to a source of water? Oh my God, yes, it's right by the water cooler. Yes, that's where my keys are. Like, you have to look at every angle. Some things are completely literal. Other things are completely out in space. I mean, yeah.
This girl reminds me of Luna Lovegood from Harry Potter. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I hope she's not watching.
Well.
Lord.
Hi, Leslie.
We have this calendar that we write, on if we need a day off.
Yeah.
She said, all right, see you tomorrow. I said, well, I guess we'll see you later. It says up there in your handwriting you have a dermatologist appointment. She's like, I do?
Yeah. The struggle is real. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's too good.
Yeah.
So I love the surfy bop field. I get around. The spinning globe I thought was just great for the video. Again, it doesn't cost a lot, but it was a great effect.
Right.
For sure.
What's the furthest you've traveled from home?
In general, or as a band?
Just in general. Just in general.
Europe for me.
I lived in New Zealand, so that's.
Oh wow, that's as far as it goes. If you go any further, you're coming back. I mean,
Yeah.
Japan for Josh.
Japan.
okay.
Back to the woods, really.
And for me, probably Israel.
Wow.
Weirdly, yeah. I played some shows there in 2014, weirdly. But yeah, very different vibes.
Oh yeah.
So for the grainy video, I'm guessing you used that 8mm.
Yeah. So that whole thing was such a cool experience. Like Josh had to send the film to get developed.
Wow.
It did cost quite a bit of money, but because we did it ourselves, we saved a lot also.
Yeah.
And Josh, again, like he put that whole thing together.
It's funny.
Shot of the globe.
It reminds me. I watched this documentary about the making of the movie Man on Fire, and the director was so proud of the fact that he found some old-timey camera that he had to wind by hand, and I realized like those are all the shittiest parts of the movie. So I'm really glad that you're proud of it, because I hate all of it. What's going on? It's terrible.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that was his artsy edge, and to me, I was like, "Wait, is she dead? What happened?" You know, like it lost me every time he
You
used
couldn't
it.
see anything. It's like way too grainy. Yeah.
I guess I just was not on his level, of understanding. So, yeah.
So for this record, were there any tracks that you kind of left on the cutting room floor? And if there were, will you rework them, or once they're done, they're just done?
Once they're done, they're done. Did we?
I don't think we recorded any that didn't make it.
Maybe one. I feel like there was one that Jackie didn't even put vocals to.
Oh yeah, there was. Yeah, there was. There was a scrapped one.
Yeah, so usually we write just enough, or maybe one or two extra. And if they don't make it, that's usually a sign that either they're not going to see the light of day, unless we do a 7-inch or something.
Yeah.
Or comp. Yeah, comp. That's a good comp.
Yeah.
So if Private Lights had a cocktail named after the band, what would be in it?
Pineapple.
A little bit of weed.
Weed.
Pineapple, yeah, like a weed.
THC.
THC.
Yeah.
Beer.
Yeah, probably all
Beer. Yeah, and a cigarette.
Yeah, exactly.
Sounds great.
Yeah, we a friend of ours, he was the singer for the band The Accused, Blaine Cook. He has a YouTube channel called The Wicker Bar, and he
cool.
kind of does cocktails almost in like a jackass way, where like he doesn't know if they're going to taste good, and he'll take you through the whole cocktail. And sometimes he goes, "I'm sorry, that's terrible."
He's like, that's not even good.
Right.
Yeah, so
This time.
it's like you don't know whether it's going to be any good or not, so it's very real.
I kind of love that.
Yeah. You should.
Yeah,
tell
I know,
them
it's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, tell them to try a private live.
He always apologizes when it's not good,
So what were some of your favorite moments from the record release show in April, and how did you go about choosing what other bands would be on the bill?
What was our record?
Yeah, who was there? Who do we play with?
We played
Was that Casa?
Casa. We all wore red.
We all wore red. That
We
was
looked-
fun.
We looked really good that
Yeah.
night.
Yeah, we looked great. We played with New Vogue.
Oh, Nouveau.
It was actually a really good show.
That was a great show.
Yeah, we played good show.
New Vogue is Max, the main person from that band, is also in Priors. So it was kind of like a family thing.
Yeah.
Was it also White Knuckle?
Shapes.
Shapes.
Yeah.
And then, another band called Shapes, which is like an old friend of Josh and some good dudes that we've known for a long time.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So it kind of just fell into place, and that was it.
Yeah, it's actually like a bit hard for us in Montreal because I find that we don't really fit nicely into any of the like niche sounds, So like we're
Okay.
always Of like, who are we gonna play with here?
We're
You know?
too punk for the power pop scene. We're too pop for the punk scene. It's like,
Gotcha.
yeah, we're kind of like in between a lot. So
Yeah.
it
No, I
can be.
understand.
I thought I saw you played with Artificial Go. I thought that was a good fit. They did.
Oh, yeah.
That was a great
Yeah.
show.
So those are homies too, because they put a record out on Feel It. And the drummer Cole is in another band called The Drin, who are very, very tight friends of ours that we've known forever. So that, again, that was just like friendship kind of making its way.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so we play a game on the show. Normally we do 5 random questions, but I'll have you all pick 2 numbers between 1 and 100 that will correspond to
Random question.
a random question you'll have to answer.
Wow. Okay, I got mine.
Okay.
Do I say mine?
Yep.
Okay, 11. You want the second one?
I'll take 99.
Okay, wait, I got to do 2, I
you're
think,
doing
right?
2. We're not going to just keep going.
11 and 22 for me.
Okay. And so you pick 99 and
88.
88. All right.
Jackie?
43
That's her age.
and 7.
All right.
32 and 8.
All right, great. We'll start, I guess, with Chance since you went first.
Sure.
11. Have you ever accidentally sent a text to the wrong person, and what happened?
Oh, yes. Yes, it's happened. Do I want to say what I sent? Probably not.
Give a PG version.
A PG version? Show me your toes. And then my dad replied.
Oh, jeez.
Did you get a pic of his toes or what?
No, he doesn't know how to take pics.
Yeah, one time Stace sent a picture of us that should not have been sent to her mom. And she And she said, just was like flooded her with other pictures, like the cat, the other cat, the dog, look at the garden, look at this, you know. She like killed her with a million pictures. Like
She got to it. I don't think she scrolled that far.
yeah. So we never heard back, so I think it was successful. Yeah.
Okay, good.
There are 42 pictures. Yeah. All right, and you got. All right, next up, what's the weirdest place you've ever fallen asleep?
Damn. I'm not a random fall asleep guy. Oh, I had to sleep in a climbing gym on tour once.
Wow.
So like, literally like with climbing walls, and we were sleeping on the mats at the bottom, and it was super cold, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was super hungover and wasted and then hungover. It sucked. So I guess that.
Easy question for me. I woke up in a classroom, and we had been at a party on campus and apparently broke back into the school. And we were awoken by students coming in for the 8 o'clock class, wondering who were those 2 guys passed out in the back. And I was like, Pat, we better get the hell out of here. You know, like.
Yeah. Good thing you were young though and not old, because that would have been weird.
That was when I thought maybe we should tone it down a little, you know.
Yeah, right.
Just a little. But I could imagine that we found an open door and we were like, that, you know. Why? Why is that cause for celebration? You know, I don't. Anyway.
Okay, so we'll go to Mr. 99.
Oh, trouble.
If you could rename any animal, what would you call it?
If I could rename any animal?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a great question.
Yeah, this is an amazing question. I'd call it a woodchecker.
What? What would you call?
The woodpecker, I call it a woodchecker because it's always stuck in the wall.
So he's more like an inspector than.
Yeah.
And you could still have Woody Woodchucker. It still works.
It still
Woody
works.
woodchecker.
It's a good answer. Yeah.
And then we have 88. If you could create a new sport, what would it be?
Oh my god.
Something to do with video games.
Wow. Like video game sport is
I guess it's
lame.
already there.
Yeah. Oh, like how do you make? I guess you can't make hockey better. You know.
No.
Yeah, probably some sort of like mixture of like parkour and like basketball and like 100-meter dash.
Wow.
Something like that.
I did see on like one of those ESPN 8, they were playing hockey on like a gigantic slip and slide in bare feet.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that. I have
Yeah,
seen
yeah. Have you seen the T-Rex racing? Have you seen that?
Oh, where they wear the costumes.
Wear the costumes and the heads are like doing this and
Yeah.
It's just like drunken ideas come to life. Okay.
All right. And then we went to Julia. Picked her age. 43. If you could instantly learn one language, what would it be and why?
It would be Quebecois French. Because I live in Quebec and I can't speak it well.
Good answer.
Yeah.
That is a very good answer. Me too. Me too.
Yeah.
You could sing more Blondie lyrics in French. There you go.
That's right.
Yeah.
7. What song instantly makes you get up and dance no matter where you are?
I Will Dare by The Replacements.
I love that song. I love that album. Let It Be is so great. Yeah. I actually went through a stage in college where I tried to dress like Paul Westerberg every day.
Oh, sweet.
I literally would be like, would Paul wear this? Okay, then we're going to school. You know, like that's yeah.
Hope
Not
you
many
did
people
the
know
hair.
that. I might edit this out actually. I don't know if I want that out, but anyway.
All right. And then we moved on. 32. If you had to live without one of your 5 senses, which would you choose?
Oh.
I guess it would be.
Oh, that's you.
Yeah. Oh wait, is that your question?
Did you get 2?
Did I get 2? I
Yes.
think I picked 7.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think Jackie was gonna say smell. What were you gonna say? Yeah, I'd probably do smell. Yeah, my girlfriend's really healthy, so she farts a lot and it smells gross. So,
Whoa!
keep
See,
that.
I
in.
needed that last part of the sentence. I didn't know where you were going with that. See,
Yeah.
Don't edit that out.
Don't edit it out. Actually,
Loop
no,
it.
that's
Loop
right. Probably
that
for
a few
myself. 'cause
times.
And Jackie and I live together, so she's got to deal with me.
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
And we're down to number 8. If you could have a superpower for one day, what ridiculous thing would you do with it?
Wow.
Easy.
What is it for you?
X-ray vision.
X-ray vision?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
love
pretty good.
that.
And
thought
I'd just
about
be a
that.
pervert.
Yeah. That'd be pretty cool. I'd probably do that as well.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
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 Just run up to some women and go, blue and pink, they don't match. And you'd be like, what?
Right.
Yeah.
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 What are you thinking?
Yeah.
Right.
So what's the weirdest or funniest thing that's ever happened during a show or rehearsal for you guys?
Oh. The flip-flop in Ottawa was pretty.
Oh my
Oh,
god! Yeah, that was
boy.
funny.
Yeah, that was
One of
pretty
Drew's old friends that he grew up with was at our Ottawa show randomly. He wasn't there to see us. He was just there at the bar, and then was like, "Oh my god, Andrew, is that you?" And he was fucked out of his
Yeah.
mind, and he got kicked out because he was so shit-faced.
Oh,
He
God.
wouldn't shut the fuck up. And then what happened with the
She,
flip-flop?
she like picked
spilling
up his
beers
flip
all
flop
over.
and like threw it like at you.
And then it was,
Yeah.
and then it
It,
was
like, landed
on
on the
stage
stage.
while we were playing, and then they couldn't get him out of the bar because he's like, "Where's my fucking flip flop?"
Yeah.
It was like under the drums. We didn't find it till later.
Oh my God, that's
In
great.
like 20 years, it was.
He was a punisher.
Yep. Yeah, he kept trying to buy us shots too,
Yeah,
like, over and over.
Jackie and I don't drink anymore, and he like was like, here's a shot. I'm like, dude, I told you I don't fucking drink anymore. and he just was so persistent. Like,
Yeah.
wow, you can drink one, you know?
Oh my god. That's part
Don't
of
drink
like,
it,
no.
just like-
Yeah.
That's cool.
So it looks like you're planning a European tour in 2026. What cities are on the itinerary, and what's one must-have survival item you cannot hit the road without?
I'm gonna go with neck pillow.
Oh, nice call. Yeah. Pillow for me, for sure. Maybe not neck pillow, but
I'd say earplugs, not for playing music, but for sleeping or for the
Yeah.
plane. I just find like sometimes, especially when you're on the road, you're in situations where you want to go to bed, but other people maybe don't, or vice versa, you know, a lot of the times. And it's just,
or you get a snorer in your
yeah,
bed.
exactly.
Oh, yeah.
It's me. Yeah.
That's me.
Piece of paper and a pen.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always right.
I've been to Europe so many times for work, and it's like when you first get there, it's so charming with the castles and the history. And by Wednesday, you're like, there's really nothing open after 5 o'clock, really.
Yeah.
I got to buy some fucking deodorant, you know, come on.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, I am done by middle of the week, you know.
100%. The only thing open are the shitty bars that you're playing at.
Yeah.
And the only thing to do is drink the beer or snort the speed, really.
That's right. That's Europe. Yeah. It's so charming. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be
Yeah.
interesting this time because, yeah, Jackie and I don't drink anymore, and it'll be the first time over there not getting completely fucked up every night, I feel like.
Yeah.
But I still think it's going to be great because we've never really traveled that much together, especially to crazy countries. So it should be fun. But we're going to hopefully go to Italy, Germany, Belgium, maybe France.
Yeah.
So,
That's cool. I mean, I'll sum it up this way. Franz Kafka wrote The Metamorphosis at this cafe. Yeah, well, I've been wearing the same underwear since Tuesday, and I need to buy some. So,
so where can I go?
Yeah.
Love it.
Have you thought about what a set list might look like, and what are your favorite songs to perform live?
Right now we have a pretty solid set list actually that feels really good. And since we don't play that often, it's kind of like fine and nice to play it over and over, I think.
Cool.
It's mostly tunes from the new record, 2 songs from a 7-inch that we have coming out soon, and then the rest is from the first record. I don't know, maybe 3 from the first record.
Okay.
Something like that.
I really love to play Private Lives live.
Yeah.
That's a fun one.
Yeah. I like Salt to the Earth. We brought that one back, possibly, I think. So I like that one. And also Wrong Again, I really like playing, even though it's kind of a tricky one on bass sometimes. Yeah.
True.
I like Dealer's Choice because it's actually super versatile. We used to open with it, and now we've been closing with it recently, and it's just like you put it in a set and it's sick.
Yeah.
It's easy.
For me, it's a new one. What's the first song on the 7-inch called?
Coming Around.
I think I'm coming around.
Think I'm Coming Around. That's my favorite now. I'll send the 7-inch to you guys after this.
Oh, cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super rock and roll. It's super dancey. Oh, is that a cat?
Yeah.
He likes podcasts. Yeah.
What's his name?
Interviews, and it was
He likes interviews. Yeah.
I don't know if you know Ox. They're from Canada's a big place, but they're from there too. And in fact, I have their shirt on. And they also had an orange cat, and they were like, "Look!" I was like, "This is
Oh, cute."
Yeah.
What's your cat's name?
Lucius Malfoy, because he's bad."
Oh wow, cute as hell.
Yeah.
So, any chance of getting you down here in the U.S.? I know visas suck right now.
Right now, I genuinely feel afraid for people in America. And I genuinely feel anxious to like spend money there. Honestly, like I don't want to support any of what's happening. I know it's like so hard. It just feels like if it's not safe for everybody, like I don't feel comfortable, you know? I'd like to wait until
I don't like anybody down here, frankly.
Falling on deaf ears.
Okay, Def, here's one.
Torpedo, what the fuck do we all do now? Lights. Torpedo aren't here to play nice. They're here to be a little weird in the woods, rattle your bones, question reality, rearrange your neurons, offer you an edible, and possibly make you rethink your allegiance to the concept of songs. The first installment of their two-part vinyl-only epic is a 47-minute seance where noise rock, post-punk, stoner doom, psychedelia, found sound, and a ritualistic sonic art collide. These 7 tracks on the second full length from Switzerland's three-piece vary wildly in length, from 33 seconds to 9 minutes, and in style, but they all carry the stamp of a trip down the philosopher's rabbit hole.
It all starts with Some Wolves, an 8-minute and 29-second multi-headed beast, weaving jagged noise rock into lush 70s guitar echoes from Carol Aubert. Some riffs are lost in an echo chamber, fuzzier than a velour tracksuit. Others bubble up like the repeated arc of a water fountain. Aubert's vocals are often drenched in reverb, shimmering as if from the distant past or maybe just outer space, with the band adding chanted backing lines. Andreas Hanart's drums are full of rat-a-tat urgency, like a stopwatch running out of time. Jerome Disseren's bass pulls and vibrates like the rope tethering a hot air balloon, thick and taut. There's a moment when the guitar mews out in lonely notes, drums drop to a delicate ting-ting, and Aubert's voice wanders off as if unconcerned with this rudderless music.
Imagine the reintroduction of wolves, scored from the perspective of a bird, an ant, and Mother Earth herself. Intimate, full of variety, and unapologetically weird. Tremolo guitar shakes over percussive light smacks. Tempo slows as vocals layer, peel apart, and get stuck in reverb. Whispers and then rage. Nature never does anything by chance. Everything she does has deep reasons. Why would we understand? The drums match the build with rolling crashes, stomping through environmental allegories and planetary grief.
Pass the mushrooms, good lord.
From here, Torpedo plunges into Some and Where, 2 didgeridoo and synth haze tracks, beamed in from the Twilight Zone. Some features the sound of a wooden beaded curtain being brushed through, beads clacking in aftershock, with scuzzy static, electrical hum, and far-off French voices like a TV playing in another room. Where carries the same jostling beads, clearer backward and forward French speech, didgeridoo, low-end hum, and yes, a few duck squawks for good measure.
The dreamscapes shatter for ONW, which gallops on in punk chords that sharpen into focus. Hanart's drumming, all but spring-loaded snare snaps and quick cymbal kisses, where Aubert's vocals stay punk flat but still soaked in spectral reverb. The guitar slips into thin, trembling runs, growing shakier as the track expands. Styles shift between punk bursts and super fuzz doom passages, upping the echo until it feels cavernous. Let's hear a little of ONW.
Louder turn on, coming through like a show, dark-wise liner. Offshore a rig, offshore a rig, offshore L. Cool that's big, huge stoned off flame, big blow back, massive return of fire. Control illusion is throwing you down.
Mid-track, a synthesizer sighs longhorn notes over jazz tap drums and wandering guitar. As the pace quickens, we get odd R2-D2 chirps and bloops in the background. The vocals eventually race ahead, the drums taking on a different sprint. But open our mind, get free, fly away, and turn into trees, into mollymawks. Indolence in the sky, we love it, and we fucking love it. After one last drag through the molasses, the track collapses on itself. Pass the mushrooms. Sugar Love is purely a field recording. Birds in full song from spring 94 contrasted to near silence in spring of 2015 after years of drought. Noise, Movement 1, is exactly that. Spectral hums, calm, emotionless voices, and an enraged woman screaming with no comfort in sight. Loops fade and return, tones rise and fall, static creeps in, the noises overlap into a drone that seeps into everything.
Pass the mushrooms.
Pass the mushroom.
This is not background music for your dental cleaning. This is a light, slow, phone off, headphones on trip from the forest floor to cosmic vaults through human ugliness and the beauty of nature. Part 2 comes out later this year, and if this first volley is any sign, it'll hit just as hard and aim even stranger. It's okay to question your relationship with plants. It's okay to spark some new neurons. In fact, if I catch you talking to the cactus after, I won't even bat an eye. Like Torpedo's own paradoxical query, without a song to say what is, nothing really is best fired off at your next book club meeting, just to watch the room go silent.
And then pass the mushrooms.
Let's play a clip. This is Noise, Movement 1.
Okay, Deaf Ears 2 is the new EP from Liminal Spirit, Pathways. Seance music from a restless spirit, or that's the way the music of Milwaukee's Liminal Spirit is described on their Bandcamp page. This is the musical project created by one Jerry Halpa, a man that's fan of non-repeating oral soundscapes and creepy black hoods, judging by the picture on his Instagram. Pathways is a droney, heavy, forward-thinking concept album about 5 figures trapped in a maze, taking us through their struggles and planned escape.
While Liminal Spirit's self-titled debut album from 2024 was structured more traditionally with 5 songs in the 3 to 6 minute range, Pathways tells its story in a single 14-minute song. There are elements of post-rock and doom present, the vocals strangely processed and pushed to the back of the mix for an almost chant-like effect. Guitars are also heavily processed, showing a style more akin to throbbing than riffing, like they're trying to replicate speech. Stops and starts are also frequent, the processional pace often restarting triumphantly like the mix has found a new passageway to explore. Let's play a clip. This is Pathways.
Halpa has to be commended for taking the road less traveled for this EP. There's nothing formulaic in the sound of the album, and it really does give the listener the feeling of unlocking a puzzle over repeat listen after repeat listen. Imagine the musical equivalent of going through a stack of photo albums, looking for an ancient picture of a long-lost relative that may or may not exist. You're not sure if you dreamt the image or if it's something deep in your subconscious that you saw as a child. Then imagine the feeling of finding it after 10 minutes of searching. The near thrash pace that erupts near the 11-minute mark drives this abstract feeling home in a superb way.
As you have probably surmised from a band with a name like Liminal Spirit, this is not music for highway cruising or impromptu sock hops. But if you're a fan of the expansive, heady sonics of Pelican, Isis, or Sun, this naughty trudge to the cosmic maze could be what is missing in your collection. More evidence that there's just something in the water musically in the state of Wisconsin these days. See you at the next portal. Don't forget to bring toll money and snacks. Let's play a clip. This is again Pathways.
Okay, Deaf Ears 3 is a new album from Liv Sin, Close Your Eyes. Liv Sin is a 5-piece fronted by the absolute powerhouse Liv Jagrell, one of the hardest working women in rock and roll, and she's got the distinct Swedish stove-forged perfectionism when it comes to music. She's from the Tina Turner school of thought. While some like to keep it nice and smooth, Liv, like Tina sang, always does it nice and rough. Whether she's tearing up a stage, waving flags, whipping her hair on Instagram to celebrate new patrons, filming another dramatic costume music video, or chatting with us right here on this very show.
How was it shooting the video for that? That was crazy. It looked like lugging those flags around gave you your arm workout for the week.
Yeah, definitely. And I do it on tour now as well when I have space for it, because otherwise I will knock everybody out with the flag. So I have to have space. Otherwise, yeah.
Liv gives 1,000%. Given her Linda Hamilton level arm definition, I'm seriously considering adding flag waving to my workout routine.
It's no surprise then that on her fourth full-length album, she goes harder than ever. Signing with new label Seek and Strike feels spot on because that's exactly what the band does across these 12 new tracks, each in that sweet, rocker-friendly 3 to 5 minute range, each striking with precision and power. With two new guitarists, Sonny Larson and Ante Michaela, there's a recharged feel and enough string acrobatics to qualify for the musical Olympics. Praise the Winners opens up with a quick vocoder harmony before drummer Per Jelovic detonates blast beats from note 1, bringing the noise like a jackhammer at a picnic. The guitars gallop through verses like thoroughbreds, slowing to a confident trot for the chorus. Jagrell's vocals are part rally cry, part underlying threat, a gruff snarl like she's chewing on barbed wire and loving it. The gang's "Hey, hey, hey" hits like a co-conspirator's yell. Daniel Skolgood's bass adds dark thickness better than cornstarch to any gravy, and Larson uncooks a solo with more noodles than an Italian pasta rush. Let's play a clip. This is Praise the Winners.
Run is a juggernaut, drum stomping with a stop-start pound. The guitar riffs crunch like gravel under steel-toed boots, while Skolgold's bass is as thick as thunder thighs with zero shame. When Jagrell growls, "Run," it is not, obviously, a mere suggestion. A high-pitched echo shadows the threat, thinly advising, "Run for your life." A whoosh effect ushers in a grimier, slower guitar grindfest as the drums rumble in crashing waves. In one of the record's most cinematic moments, Jagrell slips into seductive villain mode. "Can't you see your life belongs to me?" Before a quick bass patter out, some notes, and breathless gasps set up the chorus slam. Jagrell's full-on rabid break some shit mode comes in louder. It kicks off with a molten guitar line that bends and wobbles like heat waves over asphalt. Jelovic rolls the drums down like a waterfall before locking into a mid-paced rock stomp. Thin dancing guitar notes weave under the mix while Jagrell delivers a throaty, vinegar-laced retort. "You need to back it off, because I won't break down. I put my headphones in and pretend you're gone." The gang chant louder, wins the argument and the day. Larson drops a wistful solo that sparkles over the rhythm section, and a light synthesizer interlude contrasts Jagrell rant before the final surge crashes in.
That same venom drips through It's Not Your Life. After a whispered, "Don't tell me what to do," Jagrell unloads with a snide bite and a touch of growl. "It's not your life, you better shut your mouth." A squeaky voice changer mockery, pure scrub-style dismissive. "You have no money, no house, no kids." Underneath, the kick drum thuds like pistons, with flourishes and rolls to keep the tension. A fizzing synth buzzes high in the mix, contrasting with the low-end rumble and percussive spank. The guitar wiggles and whines, getting meaner as the track closes. I Refuse roars in on a Motorhead-informed drum rollick, the guitar dropping low-end riffs before slowing for the chorus and raging again for the verses. Jagrell spits every word in full vocal fry, like they're rotten teeth. Gast Acron in Faltus adds demonic rumble beneath the chorus for a dip into extreme metal. A brief, breathy chime interlude lets Jaggle show off her seamless metal songstress side, although she admitted during our interview that she thinks that she sings better ugly. She sounds great here, before she returns to roar again.
The title track might be the album's crown jewel, a duet with Scar Symmetry's Lars Palmqvist. Jellicoe mows us down with machine gun drum bursts that also tee off each chorus. Jagrell and Palmqvist trade lines, then unleash tooth-bearing growls. The melody leans heavily on minor chords, wrapping the song in a gothic shadow to match its grim subject matter, the horrors of human trafficking. Skullglood's bass gnaws out fierce gnarled notes to keep the whole affair shackled in pitch, while the guitars stay crouched and undulating. Palmqvist plays all the evil shadow, repeating the ends of Jagrell's lines with a serpent's tongue. Hear the call of the night, hiding in the shadows of your mind. Small pauses let the track open back up, fiercer each time, before a plinking synth break clears the way for Larson and Michaela to fire off brisk shred bursts, flirting with harmonies and charged with electric bite.
Liv Sin isn't easing up on the gas. With a blend of heavy and alt metal, death metal accents, and a relentless do-it-yourself work ethic, this band is in full takeover mode. Like Tina sang in her CCR cover, they're not losing 1 minute of sleep worrying about what could have been. Liv Sin knows that the only way through is to go hard, play rough, and leave everything on the stage. Oh, and keep a flag handy. Let's play a clip. This is Close Your Eyes.
We made it through another one. Everything from John Christ to eggplants. We covered it all.
If you look at our baby eggplants in the garden right now, because they're only about this big, if you picture them white, you can totally see why they call it eggplant.
Right.
Thus, it's just a confusing name.
Yeah. You can never have too many eggplants.
And you can never have too much preseason football, said no one ever. This has been the Snaggletooth Rock and Roll Podcast. Special thanks to the gang from Private Lives for appearing on the show. Snaggletooth theme courtesy of Jens Kemgren of the Firebombs. Deaf Ears theme by Tim Green of the Fucking Champs. Season 4 artwork courtesy of Casey Angel. Deaf Ears bands featured this week: Torpedo, Liv Sin, and Liminal Spirit. All content 2025. The Snaggletooth Rock and Roll Podcast.
Coming this week on NFL Today, Baltimore Ravens garden gnomes, and a 2-hour interview with Aaron Rodgers, podiatrist.
This is the Snaggletooth Rock and Roll Podcast.